The olive oil is so good for your skin, and the coconut oil adds lots of bubbles. So if you're a person who likes bubbles, definitely get some coconut oil into your soap. Okay.
I like the color. It matches my rose.
It does. It's beautiful. Our soap is looking very good over there on the side. It hasn't collapsed. Okay. Okay, this is ready. This is ready. Okay, so we're going to pour it into our molds now.
It's okay.
Okay, so you can either...
Over there.
Do you have a scoop measuring cup that I can get?
Sure. You want a ladle? Look in the... by the stove, to the right of the stove.
Okay. Plastic.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. With my gloves, I can't really feel. Okay, they're greased, and we just simply pour it in. It's like vanilla pudding, only you wouldn't really want to eat it. Not yet, anyway. So we are going to do this with every single one of these containers until they're full, and then once we've done that, we'll tell you how to store them while they set up. Okay, well, we're excited. We've got 3 all the way full, and the 4th one didn't quite get full on this one, but it's fairly high. We go ahead and we put the lids on. The air is a little bit of a problem, so you want to get the air out. You'll get soda ash on the top of your soap wherever air connects with it. And soda ash isn't bad for you or anything, it's just kind of ugly. But you can just scrape it off, shave it off, or cut it off, or take a little water and rub it off. So this one will have a little bit more ash on it. The others, especially if they're nice and flush like that, they don't hardly have any air, it's going to be wonderful. And Janine, when she takes this out for her soap, she'll be able to just cut that and use it. Might get just a tiny bit of ash right there, but she'll scrape that with her fingernail and it's going to be great. Okay, so we have our pot and our stick blender, and it's all just greasy right now. It's pretty. Look at that. See how our little dot over here stayed, kept its form? This soap's going to turn out wonderful. Now we have the option of going ahead and washing this up with adding a lot of soap to get all this grease off, or we can just leave it. Leave it for a few hours. You can come try it, or for sure by the next day, come add a little water, and this will be soap, and so it'll suds right up, and you can just be all tickled pink knowing you have all the suds, and it'll just wash up in a heartbeat. So it all depends on your time frame when you need to use these things. Are they in the way? Okay, our molds, we need to now put these in a place where they will be undisturbed, and we're not going to peek at them, we're not going to do anything. With these Pringles cans, they're well insulated. If I didn't use Pringles and I had like a plastic container or maybe a box with like saran wrap or some kind of plastic lining inside, I would need to cover that with a towel. Your soap can actually catch a cold, meaning it goes from one temperature to the other too quickly, and then the saponification doesn't take place like it should, and you can get layers, and there's lots of things that can go wrong with soap. But if you've got them in the Pringles, you stick them off to a corner in your counter space or in a cupboard, stick them in the hall cupboard, they'll be fine. Now, according to your recipe, some will set up quicker than others. The recipe we've chosen today says to check the soap within 24 to 48 hours. And one way that you can do that is, first of all, you feel the outside. If there's any warmth to it at all, then you need to leave that soap alone. Right now, these are nice and warm. You could cuddle up with them on a cold night. So you want them room temperature. And when they're room temperature, take your hands. I don't want to do this to them right now, but take your hands and roll it and kind of mush it. And if it feels nice and firm, then they're ready to take out. And the next process that you'll see us doing is taking them out. So until then, put your soap in a nice corner. Okay, so now our soap has cured for 24 hours, and this is Elizabeth. She's going to cut her soap today, and she's never done this before, so this is the first time.
New soap cutter.
Right. The first thing you want to do is on your Pringles container, you want to find where, if you look, there's a pattern where the wrapper swirls around the can. So you cut that open with a razor blade or a knife. And this can be a little bit hard. You have to pull really tight on that. It helps to pull at a downward angle. So we're opening up our soap. We have some soap already cut. There, that's gone. It does help if you can have more hands. I wish we were born with like 8 arms or something, and men found it really sexy.
Okay.
Okay. All right, look at that. We're getting there. Do you want to help? Yeah. Okay. Why don't you pull on the end of that?
Ooh. Ah.
Okay. Now at this point, your soap is pretty wet. It's not wet like a wet sponge, but you feel the moisture of the soap coming onto you. SpongeBob?
Yeah.
It's SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob.
But you can feel it on your hands. I like at this point to kind of rub it in my hands and then go to the sink and put some water and touch it. Let's show it. Should we show it?
You should show it.
You want to try it?
But you
Okay,
have
rub
to
your
wait
hands
a
on there a little bit. No, you can wear gloves if you want, but I like to feel the soap.
Oh.
You can wear gloves, but I like to feel the soap. Okay, so all you have to do is so you just get a little.
We're going.
Okay, so you're gonna see. Do you see those bubbles? Isn't that great? And when you've got that already and your soap hasn't even cured all the way, that is some yummy, wonderful soap. That's success right there. Look at those bubbles. Doesn't it feel great? And it's very moisturizing. And right now, actually, your soap's a little bit hard still. But after about 6 weeks of curing, your soap's going to be perfect and ready to go. Okay, we've decided what size we want our soap to be for how thick. And so Elizabeth is now cutting the soap. There's 2 different ways that you can do it. You can either cut with a knife that does not have a serrated edge. It needs to be nice and blunt. Like, this is a butcher knife, right?
That
Chopping block. Whatever you call those. What do you call that?
Butcher knife, I call it.
Okay. Use one of those. Or another way, you can use floss, much like you use when you make cinnamon rolls. You wrap it around the soap all the way around, and then you cross it and pull, and that'll cut it if your soap is soft enough. But sometimes it doesn't cut it quite nice, even and flat, which I've done before, and it makes a prettier shape if you use the scissors. I mean, the knife. Okay, Elizabeth's doing great. Look at that.
Beautiful.
I need to take her home, have her cut all my soap. I really do.
That is
How much
perfect.
does that pay an hour?
That's right. I'm afraid it's not very good. You might get free soap though, hey. Isn't that neat? Now if you want to make your own soap, all you have to do is talk to Janine.
Good. It's so soft.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's very soft. Does it stay soft or does it get hard after it's set up?
Well, this is an all vegetable, so it will stay a little bit softer than your lard soaps will. But it'll harden up quite a bit from where it is now. Okay, very good. Now one thing, this was the very top where the can was, but this was all the way against the lid. So there isn't too much air that got into this. But later on, if this turns really dark and hard, then Janine can just shave a little bit of it off. In this can, where there's quite a bit of space in there, probably can't see in there, but it's white and there's a little crack in there. Well, that's no problem. She'll just cut off that little tiny part right there, and it'll look just like all of these. So that's it. Now we take the soap and we want to put it in a box with newspaper or leave it on a counter with a newspaper. Leave it like that for about a month, and then you can take wax paper and wrap it up and store it away in the closet. It's easy as easy. Okay, enjoy making your own soap. Thank you very much.